My family didn't invite me to Thanksgiving. And honestly, I thought I'd finally made peace with it, eating takeout at my desk, answering emails, pretending it didn't sting. At least until my sister's husband walked into my office, holding a folder that would blow everything wide open and hand me the cleanest revenge I never saw coming. Before we start, tap subscribe and tell me where in the world you're listening from. This one gets wild. My name's Harper, oldest daughter, reliable one, walking safety net for a family that loved my labor more than they loved me. So when November rolled around and my mom sent the usual family update group text, I didn't expect much. But what I didn't expect was nothing at all. No invite. No, are you coming home? No, can you make your mashed potatoes? Nothing. I didn't even notice it at first. Work was busy, the end of Q4 always hits like a truck, and honestly I was used to being quietly deprioritized. It wasn't until my sister Leela posted a picture on her Instagram story, a giant turkey brining in a cooler, that I realized something was off. I replied with a casual, "Oh, hosting this year." She left me on scene. Then a minute later she deleted the whole story. That was the first red flag. Thanksgiving week, Monday. By Monday morning I assumed the worst, and I was right. I got a call from my mom while I was at my desk. I answered cheerfully, pretending I didn't suspect anything. "Hey, Mom." "Oh, hi, sweetheart," she said in that tone, the one she uses when she wants something. "So about Thanksgiving, here it comes. There's been a little change of plans this year. Leela wanted to host something small, just immediate family, very intimate." I blinked. "Aren't I immediate family?" "Well, sure, but you know. With space and the kids and her in-laws flying in, it's all just very tight. And anyway, I figured you probably had work." Translation: we didn't want you there and this excuse sounds convenient. I kept my voice steady. "Mom, I can take one day off." She hesitated. "Let's just do Christmas together, okay?" And that was that. Years of showing up for everyone, paying Leela's emergency credit card bills in my 20s, fixing Dad's taxes every April, babysitting my nephews on every holiday because you're the free one, all wiped away like I was the extended cousin who'd married into the family once. I hung up, sat there, stared at the screen, and I decided, fine, you don't want me, then don't expect me to pretend I'm wanted. I planned to work Thanksgiving, order takeout, watch whatever was playing on cable, just exist. Cold maybe, but peaceful. I had no idea peace was about to be the last thing I'd get. Tuesday morning, my receptionist buzzed me. Harper, there's a man here to see you, says his name is Evan." My brother-in-law. We weren't close. He was polite in a lukewarm way, like a coworker who knows your name because you share a hallway. But he'd never once shown up at my work. I stepped into the lobby and there he was standing awkwardly, clutching a manila folder like it might explode. "Hey, Harper," he said, voice cracking slightly. "Can we talk in private?" Red flag number 2. We went into my office. He shut the door gently, then immediately started pacing. I didn't know where else to go. "And I feel like crap even being here, but I need help, serious help." I gestured to the chair across from me. "Sit, what's going on?" He didn't sit. Instead, he set the folder on my desk and took a shaky breath. "It's about your family." "Not our family, your family," he rubbed his forehead. "Look, I'm not supposed to be here. If Leela finds out, she'll lose it. But I can't keep covering for them, and honestly, you deserve to know." My stomach tightened. "Know what?" He opened the folder, receipts, bank statements, property documents, my name everywhere. "What is this?" He spoke quickly, like ripping off a Band-Aid. "Your parents and Leela, they used your credit score without asking you?" I froze. Evan continued. "Last year when Grandma passed, she left part of the house inheritance to you, like all 3 siblings were supposed to split. But the estate taxes were higher than expected, and instead of asking you for help, they took it." "Took what?" He swallowed. "Your identity, just enough to open a HELOC in your name. They used it to renovate Leela's house. The kitchen, the new deck, even that stupid heated driveway." My chest burned. "That's fraud," I said quietly. "I know," he whispered. "And I tried to tell Leela it was wrong, but your parents kept insisting you'd never notice. They said you have good credit, a good job, you wouldn't feel it." I leaned back, hands trembling. "How long have you known?" "A few months. I finally confronted your dad last week. He told me to stay out of family business." "But it's wrong, Harper, and now the bank is threatening to call the loan." I stared at the papers. The signatures forged, the debt tied to my name. I wasn't invited to Thanksgiving because they were hoping I'd stay far, far away, far enough to not notice I'd been financially handcuffed to their holiday renovations. I kept my voice low. Why are you telling me now? His answer stunned me. Because they want me to sign a statement claiming you approved everything. They're panicking. And I won't do it, I can't, I'm done being complicit. I blinked at him. So what do you want from me? He exhaled. I need help with a lawyer, with understanding what happens next, with not getting sued myself. Ah, there it was, not pure heroics, self-preservation, but I didn't judge him. He was the first person to tell me the truth. And suddenly I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Leverage. I folded my hands on the desk. Calm, controlled. Okay, Evan, I'll help you, but I need something first. He nodded quickly. Anything? I need the full truth in writing, signed, everything you know, dates, conversations, who forged what. His eyes widened. You want a statement? Yes, a real one. Not the fake one they want you to sign? He hesitated only a moment before nodding. Yeah, I can do that. I brought everything I have. Good, I leaned in. And we're not going to hide this. You and I will confront them. Together, he paled. I don't know if you said you're done covering for them. Prove it. After a long moment, he nodded. And just like that, the timid, conflict-avoidant brother-in-law became my unwitting ally. I spent most of Wednesday drafting letters, gathering evidence, and contacting a lawyer friend who owed me a favor. She told me 3 important things. 1, yes, this was fraud. 2, yes, I had every right to pursue damages. 3. And yes, confronting them with documentation before taking legal steps was the smartest route. By evening, Evan texted me. I wrote it, all of it, signed. When do we go? I told him to meet me at my apartment after work. He showed up looking like he was headed to his own execution. Are you sure about this? He asked. I pulled on my coat. Oh, I've never been more sure about anything. The plan wasn't dramatic, not at first. No big speeches in front of extended family. Just the 4 worst offenders, Mom, Dad, Leela, and her golden boy husband standing beside me. Their house looked exactly like the Instagram post Leela had deleted. Pumpkins, garlands, fairy lights, a turkey that probably cost more than my monthly car insurance. Funny how there was suddenly no room for me. We walked up the driveway in silence. Evan was shaking. I wasn't. I rang the bell. Mom opened the door wearing an apron that said bless this mess. Fitting. H. Harper, she stuttered, looking shocked. What are you doing here? I smiled tightly. Happy Thanksgiving, Mom. We need to talk. Before she could protest, Evan slipped inside. Dad appeared from the dining room. Leela followed, carrying a bowl of stuffing. She nearly dropped it when she saw me. Oh, Harper, wow, you're here? Yeah, I said. Funny how that works. We all gathered in the living room. The tension was thick enough to carve with a turkey knife. I set the folder on the coffee table. Let's skip the small talk, I said. We're going to discuss the loan you opened in my name. The forged signatures, the inheritance money you used without permission. Dad stiffened. I don't know what you think you don't, I said sharply. Don't insult my intelligence. I have copies of everything. Leela crossed her arms. You're being dramatic. You weren't using the money. I turned to Evan. You want to tell her? He swallowed. Leela, your parents asked me to sign a false statement. They forged Harper's name. The whole renovation was done on a loan tied to her credit. Mom gasped. Evan, you weren't supposed to, Dad barked. Evan, step outside. Now? No, he said quietly. For the first time, no. I slid a formal letter across the table. This is notice that I'm disputing the loan, the forgery, and the misuse of inheritance. Legally, I have a lawyer prepared to file by Monday unless we reach an agreement today. Mom's eyes filled with tears. Harper, honey, you wouldn't. We're family. Family doesn't steal from me, I said calmly. Leela scoffed. All this over a stupid loan. You make good money. I stared at her. It wasn't the money. It was the assumption that you were entitled to it, that I wouldn't notice, that my life exists to make yours easier. Silence. Dad finally spoke. This is unnecessary. Sit down for dinner. We can talk about this like adults. No, I said. I'm not staying, and this isn't negotiable. I handed them the settlement terms my lawyer drafted. They had 2 options. Option A, repay the full loan, pay me back my share of the inheritance. Sign a legal agreement stating they take responsibility. Option B, face legal action, criminal charges likely included. Their faces turned ghost white. And then came the most revealing moment. Mom whispered, "Can't you just let this go? For the sake of family?" I stared at her, the woman who taught me to clean up everyone's messes, who told me being the strong one was my role in life, and I felt nothing. "No," I said, "not anymore." I turned to leave. Evan followed. Behind us, I heard Leela start crying, but not the guilty kind. The cornered kind, and I walked out without looking back. Outside, the evening air felt crisp and clean. Evan breathed out shakily. "I can't go back in there." "You don't have to," I said. He looked at me confused. "So that's it, you won?" I shook my head. "No, that was step one." "What's step two?" I smiled, a small, tired, satisfied smile. "I go home. I eat dinner with people who actually want me there." Because while all this was happening, my coworkers had been blowing up our group chat. "Harper, where are you? The Friendsgiving spread is insane. You better show up, we saved you a plate. Bring wine or just bring yourself." Found family. People who didn't take from me, people who didn't manipulate me, people who noticed when I wasn't there. I went. I laughed. I ate too much pie. I told the shortened version of the story, the PG-13 cut, and everyone said the same thing. "About damn time you stopped letting them use you." That night, as I sat on my coworker's balcony overlooking the city, phone buzzing nonstop from text I wasn't answering, I felt something settle inside me. Peace. Real peace. Not the bitter kind I tried to convince myself of. And then, because timing is poetic, I got an email from my parents. Subject line, "We agree." Inside was a scanned, signed acceptance of option A. They would repay everything. In full. No excuses, not because they suddenly respected me, but because for once in their lives they were accountable to me. And that was enough. It's funny. I spent years believing I owed them loyalty for raising me. But adulthood showed me something different. Blood tells you who you're related to. Respect tells you who your family is. The next time they tried to rope me into something, babysitting, tax help, emotional labor disguised as obligation, I said no. No excuses, no apologies, just no, and I've never felt lighter. As for Evan, he eventually divorced Leela. Turns out living with people who believe they're entitled to everything gets tiring. We're not best friends, but we check in sometimes. He's the reason I discovered the truth, whether out of guilt, fear, or finally growing a spine. And me, I built brand new Thanksgiving traditions. The kind where my name isn't on a forged document. The kind where my place at the table isn't conditional. The kind where I show up because I want to, not because I'm expected to fix everything. So yeah, my family didn't invite me to Thanksgiving, but that was the year I finally invited myself back into my own life. And honestly, that was the best holiday gift I ever gave myself.